In 48 hours, League of Legends players made Riot delete the paywall, revert a champion to her 2012 self, and move an entire game mode 2 seasons back in time. And then, Riot did something I've never seen a studio this size do. They handled players as a steering wheel, an actual voting system, where playing the mode earns you power over what Riot builds next. But the fastest surrender in live service history didn't happen because Riot is nice. It happened because players had 3 weapons most communities never get, and 1 deadline Riot couldn't move. I'll show you all 4, and at the end, the 2 traps still sitting inside this mode that nobody's talking about. If you're living under a rock or you don't care about League of Legends announced League Classic, launching July 29th, the old game rebuilt inside the modern client, with the old runes, the old masteries, the old characters, 60 champions with their old kits, which is like the WoW Classic treatment. You get the old game because people are nostalgic towards it, or the Fortnite OG treatment. We all saw how this formula worked with those games. Then PBE opened, which is the server that you can play on that has early access to Classic, and players found the catch. Your champions model, the thing you actually look at, was modern. The old looks existed as unlockable skins, so we have 20 champions with classic appearances with only 3 free tokens available. The rest, $5. Yes, you pay $5 per memory. A nostalgia mode where the nostalgia was sold separately and the community response was insane. So here's where it stops being a normal outrage cycle, because normal outrage cycles don't work. This one worked in 2 days. Why? The outrage started peaking, and within 10 hours of PBE, the mode's director, Feral Pony, boasts we're processing everything. And 12 hours later, we're looking at everything including classic skins, and they update in a day or so. And after that, all classic appearances are unlocked for everyone. And instantly, everyone switched. Nobody stayed on modern skins. The devlog, they made classic skins as the default skins, and they're all free for everyone. They made Katarina into her 2012 kit instead of the old one, because players asked, the entire mode's time window moved. Seasons 1 through 5 became season 1 through 3. And the voiceover, the one thing everyone assumed was technically locked, they said they'll restore as many of the originals that they can. So they rebuilt the philosophy in days. So that's what happened. Now the actual question. The reason this video exists, why did this work in 48 hours? Other communities review bomb for 2 years and get silence. 3 weapons and a deadline. Weapon 1. Unified demand. Every player wanted the same thing. Old looks in the old mode, no factions. When 10,000 people ask for 10,000 things, studios hear noise. When they ask for one thing, that's a different story. Weapon 2. The fix was cheap and obvious. Just make the skins free, flip to default, you don't need no engine rebuild, no year of death time. So the community didn't ask Riot to move a mountain. They asked for a very easy thing to do, and demands that can be executed, get executed. Weapon 3. The players were the product. Classic exists to win back lapsed veterans, the exact people doing the complaining. You cannot just dismiss the audience. Your entire mode was built to recover. Their anger wasn't a PR problem, it was the product failing at its only job. And then the deadline, July 29th. Riot had to launch into this wave. No time to wait it out. Pre-launch outrage is the only outrage studios can't ignore, because the thing isn't out yet, and every day of silence costs the launch. So players won everything, almost everything. 2 things are still buried in this mode, and one of them can't be fixed with a switch. The first trap, or the first problem, Riot promised to restore as many of the original voiceovers as possible. Listen to the sentence that I said again. As many as possible. They're trying to make you manage your expectations. And the reason for the hedge is structural. Classic isn't a separate game. It lives inside the modern client. 60 champions of old audio is gigabytes shipped to every player, classic or not. The new client rumored for 2027 might free them, but until then, as many as we can is doing some very heavy lifting, and whatever ships July 29th will be less than what the sentence made you imagine. So basically, we're probably not gonna take every character with the classic voiceovers. But here's the other problem that is not easy to fix. The money. The mode now runs classic passes, plus portraits and tokens sold directly, which quietly answers the question Riot hasn't. This isn't an event. You don't build a storefront for a weekend. It's a permanent mode with permanent monetization, and the community that just won round 1 will absolutely fight round 2 when the shop grows. Because here's the thing, this mode has to make money because it costs development time. Now obviously it's not gonna be as developed as the main League of Legends, the modern one, but still it's gonna cost money to Riot. It's gonna need some changes. They already promised to add some other champions, so I'm here to call it from now. They're gonna add more monetization. Drama will happen again, and I really hope they don't screw up as much. And then there's the council. Play the mode, earn voting power, vote on which champions come next, which skins get made, which gameplay changes ship. Think about what that actually is. I've covered this industry long enough to say this carefully. Studios apologize all the time. Studios refund sometimes. Studios do not hand out steering wheels. This is either the smartest trust repair move a live service game has ever made, or Riot just invented a way to outsource blame. Honestly, it might be both, because they already announced this thing before the whole drama happened. Part of me is still skeptical about Classic itself, because here's the thing. Classic is going to be a huge success, no doubt about that. But there is the World of Warcraft Classic and there is the Fortnite OG. And as I said before, these are two big games. The problem is, WoW Classic did work and it's still very popular. Fortnite OG is not as popular now, although it's the same Fortnite that was taking over the world. So Riot does have to make some huge changes to the game so that they could be able to compete and be also able to make people stick with the game and try to play this version even more and maybe move on to the new versions of League. All of that together might create some pressure on the team, let alone that they're already pressured with all these players coming to play the game. Because if you try to launch the game on PvE, you will be surprised that you have a queue in League of Legends. Yeah, it's that popular and it's not even launched yet. So, on July 29th, League Classic launches, rebuilt by its own players before it's ever shipped. And whatever happens next, the lesson is on the record. Communities don't win because they're loud, they win when they want one thing. The fix is cheap, the timing is leverage, and they are the product. These are 4 boxes. This one checked all 4 in 48 hours. If you like this type of content, tell me in the comments. We can make more League videos or any industry videos, especially if I see more likes on the video. I would tell that people really like this video and want me to do more content like this. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. See you in the next one.